Hello everybody, my name is Kirtishri Ganapati and today we will be covering the topic Emerging Technologies. In the next few minutes, we will be describing what are the computer's future might be looking like, including some of the examples of emerging types of hardware. Then we'll understand the effect that emerging technologies such as nanotechnology, quantum computers, etc. would be having on computer future. Then we will be naming some of the emerging wired and wireless networking technologies, what is meant by artificial intelligence and some AI applications, some new and upcoming technological advances in medicine, and some new and upcoming technological advances in military, etc. So this chapter would be covering the computer of the future, emerging networking technologies, artificial intelligence, technological advancements in medicine and the military, and finally the societal impact of emerging technologies. So let's move to part 1, the computer of the future. Emerging technologies are technologies whose development, practical applications, or both are still largely unrealized, such as they are still figuratively emerging into prominence from background of non-existence. These technologies are new, such as various applications of biotechnology, including the gene therapy. Emerging technologies include a variety of technologies such as educational technology, information technology, nanotechnology, biotechnology, cognitive science, robotics, and artificial intelligence. So some of the input devices of these emerging technologies are keyboard docks or keyboard folios, new touch inputs such as Swappy app, gesture-based devices, table PCs. So these would be large screen computers built onto or designed to be placed on a table. And some of them use a combination of multi-touch input from multiple users and object recognition. 2D barcodes. We are all aware of the QR codes which we frequently use from our mobile phones. So in this figure, you can see various types or examples of emerging input devices. These are the keyboard folios. So this is attached to a tablet PC. This is the swipe app. These are table PCs. Here you can see that multiple people with multi-touch input screen is available for this particular screen over here. And finally the QR code, which are very frequently used these days. Let us see top 10 emerging technologies of 2020. So I have opened the link over here for you. So here these are the top 10 emerging technologies of 2020. You can see that the first one stands as AI. AI stands for artificial intelligence. So it refers to programmed algorithms that automatically parse and apply the knowledge. It has the largest force in emerging technology and includes security and sales application. Next comes 5G. Then IoT. IoT stands for Internet of Things. So it includes the Google, your personal assistants such as Google Home or Alexa, all such devices which are connected to your Wi-Fi router. Then internally it is also connected to your smartphones. Then the serverless computing, the biometrics. So a lot of times the biometric authentication is required in many of the organizations. So many organizations also use it as attendance or employee attendance kind of calendar. Security would be improved by biometrics by allowing only the people and devices to authenticate and move seamlessly throughout the world. Next is AR/VR. AR/VR is augmented reality and virtual reality. Next is blockchain. So blockchain is kind of a linked list. So that is used in many of the applications these days. And one such application of blockchain is the Bitcoin. Robotics. So these days, Lego robotics are in very good demand, where the robotics are shifting from industrial use to service delivery and the impacting home and business. NLP, that is natural language processing, that is converting your text to speech or translating your from one language to another language, like English to French, etc. And finally, quantum computing. So these are the technologies which were prominent in 2019. So the order is a little bit changed for 2019. AI was in the second list, etc. And 3D printing was more popular in 2019, and drones as well. So you can just go through these things and note down other different technologies which you have come across in day-to-day lives. So continuing on a topic, this is perceptual computing. So that is, users control the device with 3D gestures or voice commands and facial expressions. The common definition of perceptual computing is generally a general advancement in technology where computers are better able to sense or analyze the environment around them and respond accordingly. Perceptual computing has a lot of potential to change and the end user interfaces through humans' interactions with the computer. So mostly it is of non-contact system. You just show the gestures and accordingly the system reads it and performs the whatever was action which was allowed for that gesture. So let's see a small video here which shows how perceptual computing is designed. Let me just play that for you. So here you can see that this particular person is using his hand to motion control the game shown onto the screen. So he uses various gestures on controlling the movement of this particular cube. So this includes the perceptual computing devices where there is a 3D camera which controls, which monitors our actions and performs the action accordingly. Moving to augmented reality. So that is also a computer generated images which are overlaid on top of real-time images. They are most oftenly used by smartphones today. And the next emerging technology is near field communication, which is also called as NFC. It uses the RFID technology to assess the communication between devices. Let us see how AR is implemented. So these are, in this particular link over here, we can see 3 video examples of augmented reality. Let me just forward this so that we can see the actual setup. This is just one example of augmented reality. You can see that on the screen, the TV news is being played. So this is one more example of augmented reality where you can see that what the device which was composed of the augmented reality that is shown onto your screen. And there are other examples here as well, which compares AR versus VR. AR is augmented reality and VR is virtual reality. I'm sure at least we would have come across the VR glasses, the headsets, and we would have had our mobile screens before it and had experience of viewing the different scenarios. Moving to the next emerging technology, that is processing technology. So we've had USB 3.0, which is 10 times the speed of USB 2.0, and which is we have other flexible electronic components as well. Now these days we are getting 3D chips, three-dimensional chips, where the components are layered and cutting down on required surface area. We'll be soon seeing a picture of how 3D chips look like. So heat was also a hurdle for 3D chip development, that heat can damage the components, the fan, heat sinks, and the liquid cooling systems can be used. There is something called immersion cooling as well, which is shown in this particular picture. Sorry about that. Yeah. Here you can see that the immersion cooling system, which can be used to cool the servers in large data centers. And this is a picture of a 3D chip. Here you can see the different dimensions over here. So these are some other emerging technology examples where you can see there is a terascale computing and non-volatile RAM, that is NVRAM, which retains the data when power to the device is still cut off. These are critical systems. Moving on to 3D display screens. I'm sure all of us would have come across the 3D projectors, which displays the hologram, and pico projectors, which are pocket size, and it can display on any flat screen, flat surface. Typically, they connect to a mobile device or a portable computer. So here in this picture, to your right, you can see that from your mobile phone, a pico projector, you can project it onto a wall. And it can be built into mobile devices as well. So we have seen 3D projectors, and we also know that 3D printing from our top 10 emerging technology examples is very emerging these days, and we have come across something called as NFC here. Let me just show you about NFC. NFC stands for near field communication. It is not like Bluetooth, but similar to Bluetooth, you can say that.
Your fitness and health stats. Shop, save, and get special offers. And control.
So the way we access our home doors or other payments, etc. So some of them have the NFC technology inbuilt to them. So let's see one more example of our emerging technology, that is 3D printing. So 3D printing can also be used in building a house, the entire house as such. So this is a very interesting example which I came across, where this entire house was constructed by just a printer, probably just one or two helpers around. That's all. The entire house is built by a printer. Yeah, this is the 3D printer here. So imagine all the windows. Yes, this is how it was built. Isn't this amazing? So it is quite big in area. So this was an example of 3D printing of a house. So what other applications can 3D printers have? I was really amazed on seeing this particular example where we can actually print uh, human organs. That is, bioprinting projects are also very successful these days. So some of the applications of bioprinting are bioprinting a heart, a kidney, cornea, ovaries, bioprinting mini liver, ear projects. So imagine all these are being done by machines. Bioprinting skin. So these are actually transplant ready. Isn't this amazing? Go through these interesting videos. Maybe it interests you as well. So let us move forward. We have seen the mini projectors, pico projectors, etc. This is the example of a 3D printer. Here, this is how it would look like. So new inkjet applications are dispensing liquid metals, aroma, computer chips, and other circuitry, printing human tissues as we have already seen in the video. We have now OLED displays in most of our TV screens and a few mobile phones as well, smartphones. So they they won't be using any backlighting. They have wide viewing angle and low energy consumption and longer battery life. These are some more examples of different types of OLEDs. Here you can see, here you can see some of the display technologies where this is used to create a flexible display on plastic and other type of flexible material, whereas this displays bright and readable even in direct sunlight. It's called iMods. Coming to wearable displays, so these are typically built onto the glasses here, and they project images from mobile devices or the internet to the glasses. One example is the Google Glass. Have you come across any application where by wearing this glass, some feature was implemented or established. So recently, I read an article where a surgery was performed by using this particular glass, Google Glass. So you can just go through the internet and see what kind of applications are there for wearable devices. So moving to emerging storage devices, these are hard drive technologies which are improving to increase the capacity of it. So the different examples are PMR, SMR, HAMR. Coming to holographic storage, it's high capacity storage and it is used for multiple blue laser beam to store the data in 3 dimensions. The disks can currently hold 300 to 500 gigs each. So imagine the amount of storage capacity it has. It's best suited for use with large amount of data that needs to be stored or retrieved quickly, but rather changed. So here is an example of an image where it shows the holographic drive, which can actually store more than 1 million bits of data in single flash of light. So here you can see this is the laser, this is the single beam which is coming onto it, the data which is converted into a hologram, and finally the data needs to be, when the data needs to be read, it is projected onto a detector. So this is how holographic drive and cartridges look like. So coming to the impact of nanotechnology. So what exactly is nanotechnology? So it is creating computer components and machines which are in less than 100 nanometers in size, which are really, really, really tiny. So prototype of these computer products include single atom transistor, nickel based nanodots, nanogenerators, etc. So have you ever heard of these carbon nanotubes? These are tiny hollow tubes that are made of carbon atoms and it is used in variety of computer and consumer products. They conduct electricity better than copper and 100 times stronger than steel. So these are some of the features of carbon nanotube. And here is a picture of carbon nanotube where the light bulb is powered and held in place by 2 nanocarbon fibers. I think it is visible. Yeah, these are the 2 carbon nanotube fibers. Carbon nanotube market would be included in lithium ion batteries and nanotube based display screens and the memory. So some of the applications are listed over here. And the recent developments of carbon nanotubes and nanofilters. So they can detect the cancer toxins and drugs. Magic glass is the next technology. So where MIT has developed a nano-sized conical patterns on the surface of a glass which eliminate the reflective properties. So here you can see that there is a reflection or a smudging kind of effect on the normal glass, whereas the nano glass is completely clear. So they can be used for smartphone screens, eyeglasses, TVs, car windshields, etc. So wherever there could be mist or the blurry vision is not so good. Coming to quantum and optical computers. Quantum computing applies the quantum physics and mechanics to computers, going beyond traditional physics to work at the subatomic level. It utilizes atomic and or nuclei working together as qubits. Qubits stand for quantum bits. And these are some more details related to quantum computers. So they are not well suited for general computing, but are ideal for encryption and code breaking. So here you can see an example of a picture that the vial of a liquid shown here contains 7-qubit computer used by IBM researcher here. Coming to optical computing, optical chips uses light waves to transmit the data. Optical computers use light, such as laser beams or infrared beams, to perform digital computations. They could be much smaller and faster than the electronic computers. They are currently being developed by some researchers. And this is optoelectronic technology, which is already being used to improve the fiber optic communications. And it's time for our quiz. Which of the following displays computer-generated images overlaid on top of real images? Is it perceptual computing? Is it augmented reality? Or is it terascale computing? Moving to the second question. True or false? Printers can be integrated onto other devices. Third question. Creating computer components and other structures less than 100 nanometers is called as blank. I hope you're ready with the answers. Let us check. So the display computer, the technology which displays the computer generated images overlaid on top of real images is called augmented reality. We have seen a couple of examples of how augmented reality works and how it looks like. It's true that printers can be integrated onto other devices. And finally, creating computer components and structures less than 100 nanometers is called nanotechnology. That's all from my side. Thank you.